Hey people, would you date someone who is different from you? And when I say different, someone who's differently abled, same sex, different race, different color? A lot of people say they would. But would you really, after thinking about it? Let's talk about it. Hey people, welcome to another edition of Let's Talk About It. I'm Short Trini, as usual, and as I asked in my intro, would you date someone who is different from you? Be it a different race, different sex, different political views, even a differently able person like me. I know a lot of people say they would, but would you really? You know, I'm guilty of this myself. Yeah, a differently able person being, guilty of something that, yeah. I remember in school, I dated someone who was outside of my race. And this was in the 80s, the early 80s. At that time, that kind of thing was frowned upon even more than it is today. And we broke up soon afterwards because of the pressure that her parents, put on her for dating an Caribbean African American, I should say. Never mind the fact that I was differently abled. And in those days that you were called handicapped, or even worse, you were called crippled. Because some people still use that word. It's a nasty, nasty word. Don't ever use that word. But anyhow, it didn't work out. We dated for, a month or two? And again, because of the pressures placed on her by her parents, she couldn't see me anymore. I also dated someone who was a different religion from me. I won't tell you what the religion was, but let's just say that they came to visit you every Sunday. And this was in college. Man, it was interesting. This was my first college love, and we dated, I think, 5 or 6 months, but she was of a different religion, and she had to get permission from the church to date me, which they frowned upon, so we dated in secret. And I remember her mother and father inviting me to their house for dinner, because they wanted to see, this boy that their daughter spoke so highly of and was so in love with. Let's put it this way. That dinner was like the Inquisition, the Spanish Inquisition. I got bombarded with a whole bunch of questions. And at that time I was, 18, 19? And I was put on trial, and soon afterwards, we stopped dating. And again, I guess that was, pressure from her parents. To this day, we are friends. And we talk to each other every once in a while, but we don't talk about that. And I find it very, very interesting. We can talk about everything else but that. I remember not feeling good after those two experiences about myself or my disability, and wanting to try dating other people who didn't have a disability. Because let's face it, and I want to clear something up. Just because someone's differently able does not mean that they fit into that box of dating someone or hanging out with people who are just differently abled. Most of the women I've dated are able-bodied. All of the women I've dated are fine. Yeah. Anyhow, I always get asked that question. Do you date people who are your size? Do you date people who are able-bodied? Why don't you stick to your own kind? And no, I may be different on the outside, but on the inside, I still have the things that I look for that any other able-bodied Caribbean black man would look for. And it really got me thinking about people who wanted to date other people who are different and the struggle that they go through. I'm here to tell you that struggle's worth it. Stop playing music for a crowd that is deaf. Play music for you. Play your own music. I know there are a lot of people who go against, who don't want to go against, I should say, church doctrine, and they struggle with that. They struggle with coming out. They struggle with, liking somebody who is the same sex, this, that, and the third. And I'm not here to judge anyone, but at the end of the day, life is short, especially in the days of COVID. One thing COVID has taught me is, just be you. Like who you like. That's it. Like who you like. Because tomorrow's not promised. With all that being said, I pose the question again to you. Have you ever dated outside of your race? Have you ever dated someone who is differently able? Have you thought about dating someone who's different from you? Would you be able to handle it? If you are doing it, kudos to you. How do you handle it? How do you cope with that? Because I'd like to know. Matter of fact, a lot of you guys who watch my channel, I'm sure they would like to know. But that's basically it. If you, as usual, like the channel, please like, share, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you know when I post a video. I want to welcome all my new subscribers because I know I see you guys. I see you guys answering. I see you guys subscribing. I always say this channel is yours. Without you, I have no channel. And again, like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next episode. Until next time, I'm Short Trini. Peace.